Hello and good evening to all of you. I hope you all are doing well. Welcome to yet another session of spoken English communication and soft skills development, personality development on this live streaming of SKD University social media, Facebook and YouTube page with me, Parmita Dhar, and I'm streaming live for the university, SKD University, Hanumangarh, Rajasthan, from Kolkata in West Bengal. So, yet another evening, yet another session with all of you, and I can already see Gagandeep, Pooja, Anita, Manisha, everybody has already joined in. So, today, my dear friends, I'm going to discuss another very important area of communication, very important area of personality grooming, personality development, and grooming. Because, so far we had been doing grammar, how to write English, what is the grammar, correct verb, corrected verb and everything. But along with that, we also need to learn the soft skills part of it. And so I thought today we will do a little bit of it. But tomorrow again, we might shift to a little bit of grammar and then carry forward the session with a little bit of communication training. Well, then I have with me Himanshi also, Amritman. Hello. Hi, good evening, ma'am. Good evening to all of you. Ruchika Punia, Manisha. So a very, very good evening to all of you. A very good evening to all of you. I don't know how far I am audible and visible to you all. I'd be obliged if you kindly give me a kind of a hint if I am audible and visible to both of you. Venika Pathak, hello Venika, how are you? Good to see you, my dear. Varsha, okay, so there's Suhavna also. Can anybody please confirm if I'm audible and visible at the same time? If my voice is reaching you? Muskan, hi. Okay, so Anita is saying that yes, I am both visible and audible. Well, on that note, I start today. I start with my topic today, that is interpersonal communication. You can see at the top it is written that today's session is going to be on interpersonal communication. और यहाँ पे एक क्वेश्चन किसी ने पूछा कि मैम कुशलदास यूनिवर्सिटी से खेल खेलने ले जाते हैं. Is it a question you are asking me or it's a statement you are asking me? I mean, you're giving a statement. Which what is it? अमृतमान आपका सेंटेंस पे कोई पंक्चुएशन नहीं है तो इसीलिए मुझे समझ में नहीं ले जाते हैं अमृत. ओके ओके दैट इज ग्रेट. सो हिमांशी ने अमृत का क्वेश्चन का उत्तर दे दिया है कि हाँ यूनिवर्सिटी से ले जाते हैं. क्यों अमृत, क्या आप खेलते हैं? Are you sports person? Are you into any kind of sports activity, my dear boy? I think one thing you can do is you can always go to the website of uh, the university, SKD University, and get all your doubts clarified. I have gone through the website more than once, and it's a very, very informative website, right? So SKD यूनिवर्सिटी का जो ऑफिशियल वेबसाइट है, अगर किसी के पास वेबसाइट का लिंक है तो प्लीज शेयर करें उसको, ताकि जैसे अमृत जैसे हमारे बच्चे हैं जिनको अगर कोई भी इंफॉर्मेशन चाहिए तो वो वहाँ से उनको मिल पाए, राइट? गणेश PhD स्कॉलर गणेश सदरंगनी, दैट्स ग्रेट गणेश. दीपमान ने भी कहा है यस ब्रो, there are a lot of opportunities of sports and activities in the SKD University. Mahendra Kumar Verma, hello ji. Okay. So Amritman is saying that he is into sports and all. And you know one thing which is very interesting, I find in this comment section that you not only help me in continuing the session, but you also help each other. Like one question asked by this fellow Amritman, and then there is Himanshi, and there is also Deepman, जिन लोगों ने तुरंत उत्तर दिया है, because our universities, our colleges, our schools are like our own, something which is very very close to our heart. तो ओके, वेरी गुड हिमांशी. हिमांशी has also mentioned the lead. तो ऐसे जैसे हमारे पेरेंट्स के बारे में, हमारे भाई बहन के बारे में कोई कुछ पूछते हैं, तो हम लोग जैसे उसको बहुत पर्सनली लेके बहुत अच्छे से बोलने की कोशिश करते हैं, वैसा ही हमारे कॉलेज को लेके, हमारी यूनिवर्सिटी को लेके, हमारे स्कूल को लेके कोई अगर पूछे तो हमें बहुत अच्छा लगता है ना हिमांशी, है ना दीपमान? तो चलिए आज, and from this I would like to come to our today's topic, that is interpersonal communication, interpersonal skills. ये interpersonal skills है क्या? आपको अगर याद है, जिन लोगों ने मेरे पहले सेकंड या थर्ड क्लास अटेंड किया था, मैंने बताया था आप लोगों को कि कम्युनिकेशन बहुत सारे तरीके से होते हैं, बहुत सारे तरीके से होते हैं, और उसमें ये इंटरपर्सनल कम्युनिकेशन भी एक तरीके का है. So the interpersonal communication is also one type of communication, right? नमस्ते मैम जी, नमस्ते बेटा जी. प्रियंका चौधरी आप आ गए, अच्छा लगा आपको देख के मुझे. नमस्ते बेटा. तो वहाँ पे जब हम लोग एक दूसरे से बात करते हैं, एक दूसरे के सवालों का उत्तर देते हैं, या फिर मेरे दिमाग में कोई कंफ्यूजन हो, उसको समझ के आप मेरे से बात करते हैं, इसी को हम लोग बोलते हैं interpersonal skills. I'm not using the term interpersonal communication. I'm using the term interpersonal skill. Skill is the ability to do something. Skill is the ability to do something. So when we actually understand the need of the other person, it's not always oral communication, but in various other ways. So what happens then? We understand, we react to that. Reaction is not the right word. Rather, I should say we respond to that. We respond to that, right? And that is where interpersonal skills comes into our help, comes into our rescue, right? So let us now start with our session today, which is interpersonal skills. Okay, so let's start with sharing my PPT. Okay. Skills. Okay, so I believe it is now showing, and let me start. Now, what is interpersonal skill? Interpersonal skills are the skills we use every day when we communicate and interact with other people, both individually and in groups. They include a wide range of skills, but particularly communication skills such as listening and effective speaking. Right? They also include the ability to control and manage one's emotions. So when we talk about interpersonal skills, as I just said before I started sharing the presentation slide, that when we talk about interpersonal skills, it's not only about communication. There is much more than communication, something beyond communication, such as listening and effective speaking, right? They also include the ability to control and manage our emotions. The ability to control and manage our emotions. I will discuss each one very, very effective, categorically, right? So it is no exaggeration. I am so sorry for this. Just a sec. हाँ, never, I will do a session on presentation skills also. आपने देखा था कि इससे पहले मैंने क्या किया था. Actually, I was trying to read it in the afternoon before the class. तो कैसे कैसे पता नहीं ये मेरा bold हो गया है. No, this is a wrong way of doing a presentation slide. You should not write everything in bold. एक या दो शब्द जो कि important है उसको आप bold में लिखिए. ये हम लोग बाद में इसके बारे में जिस दिन प्रेजेंटेशन स्किल्स को लेके हम लोग डिस्कस करेंगे उस दिन इस पे बात करेंगे. तो इट इज नो एग्जेजरेशन टू से दैट इंटरपर्सनल स्किल्स आर द फाउंडेशन फॉर सक्सेस इन लाइफ. People with strong interpersonal skills tend to be able to work well with other people, including in teams or groups, formally and informally. They communicate effectively with others, whether family, friends, colleagues, customers, or clients. They also have better relationships at home and at work. Okay, because if we know how to speak, of course, we all know how to speak. बातें करना तो हम सबको आता है, लेकिन किस तरीके से बात करें, किस तरीके से लिखें, किस तरीके से दूसरे की नॉन वर्बल कम्युनिकेशन को समझे. अगर ये चीज हमारे पास क्लियर हो जाए तो हमारे लिए काम करना बहुत आसान होगा. रिलेशनशिप, व्हेन वी वर्क, व्हाट वी एक्चुअली डू, वी एक्चुअली मेंटेन रिलेशनशिप. We actually maintain relationship, right? So that is where interpersonal communication comes into our rescue, right? Whether it is our relationship at home or it is our relationship at work. Now let us understand what are the things that comes under interpersonal relationship. Interpersonal skills are sometimes referred as social skills, people skills, soft skills or life skills. कुछ भी आप ले लीजिए. What do we mean by social skill? Social skill is something that we need to deal from, the dealing starts from our house to our society, to our society. That is social skill, right? So every day when we deal with our um, when we deal with our neighbors and all, that is a social skill. If there is some kind of a problem in our society, the way we participate in that, the way we try to negotiate that problem or try to sort that problem, all these comes under our social skills, right? What is life skill? Life skill is also includes social skills. It includes our way of dealing life, right? How do I deal with my tension? How do I deal with my failures? How do I deal with my what would I say, with my success? Even, dealing success, right? Dealing with power. People gets blind when they get power, when they get success, right? तो उससे कैसे हम लोग डील करें, ये सारे को हम लोग मिला के बोलते हैं सोशल स्किल्स. So sometimes even this is known as interpersonal skills. Even this is known as interpersonal skills, right? Let me, I don't know if it is showing. Right? So, and what are soft skills? I have been telling you about soft skills from the day I started. Soft skills is anything and everything we use to deal with our day-to-day life, right? People skills is what? How do we deal with people? Right? So all these things are a part of interpersonal skills. However, these terms can be used both more narrowly and or more broadly than interpersonal skills, right? So this is very, very important. So the skills we need and use to communicate and interact with people, the skills we need to communicate and interact with people is interpersonal skills. Now, do we always interact by talking? No, we do not. We do not. We do not always interact by talking. We write. Sometimes we send signals. Sometimes, as I told you, we even keep quiet, and that is a interpersonal communication, right? So when we say communicate and interact with people, it doesn't always mean that we communicate and interact with people orally. It can be written communication and interaction. It can be non-verbal communication and interaction, signals, signs, drawing, painting, singing, dancing, mimes. All these comes under this concept of communication and interaction. Okay. Now, I'm sorry, this is a bit okay. Interpersonal communication includes what? Interpersonal communication includes verbal communication, non-verbal communication, listening skills. Now, when we talk about verbal communication, we all know what is communication. Communication is perhaps the most important of all the life skills. Can you imagine about a person? Can you imagine? क्या आपको लगता है कभी आपने सोचा है about someone जिनको बोलना नहीं आता है, who cannot speak? Can you imagine how pathetic that person's life is, who cannot speak, who cannot communicate orally, right? So communication is so important, so basics of all the skills. Learning to communicate is so very important, right? It is the simplest act, but it is the most difficult act. एक तरह से देखा जाए तो कम्युनिकेशन से इजी कुछ हो ही नहीं सकता, लेकिन जब हम लोग बिजनेस कम्युनिकेशन में जाते हैं, when we go for official meetings, when we deal with human emotions, then this communication becomes so difficult. This communication becomes so difficult, isn't it? Non-verbal communication, right? So verbal communication, what we say, verbal communication includes what? Speaking and writing, oral communication and written communication, right? Verbal communication is any communication that uses words to share information with others. That uses words that share information with others, right? And these words can be spoken, these words can be written as well. ये word spoken भी हो सकता है, written भी हो सकता है, right? So and just keep one thing is in mind, that for effective verbal communication, it cannot be different. It cannot be different or separate. I won't say different. Different is the wrong word I have used. I'm sorry for that. It cannot be separated from non-verbal communication. Am I clear to all of you? तो अगर हम लोग इसको ऐसे watertight compartments में देखेंगे ना, तो we will not be able to understand. Like when I'm speaking, I'm using my non-verbal cues as well. I'm moving my head, I'm moving my hand, I'm trying to make a point somewhere with a fist, and so on and so forth. So verbal and non-verbal communication, especially oral and non-verbal communication, are interlinked with each other, right? Then comes listening skills. We have done a thorough session on listening skills, right? So I will not go much into it. But if we do not listen, we will never be able to have a proper interpersonal relationship, a proper, a proper. What is not clear, Deepman? दीपमान आपने लिखा है मैम इट इज नॉट क्लियर. आई एम सॉरी, मैंने अभी प्रेजेंटेशन शेयरिंग बंद किया है तो मुझे दिख रहा है. व्हाट इज नॉट क्लियर? आई डू नॉट गेट योर आंसर. अमृतमान बरूपाल, एंगल इन BSc2 is Himanshi ji, where are you from? Please stop. Please refrain yourself for any kind of personal communication in this platform. If you have any personal communication, please do it on your personal WhatsApp chat or whatever or wherever, because this is not a personal chatting platform, right? I'm sorry, but this is something I would like to maintain, because I am doing this session on behalf of a very, very renowned and respected university, and I do not want any problem. I mean, any kind of unprofessionalism in my thing, right? Presentation is not clear. Was it not showing clearly to you? Anyone other than Deepman? Then I can understand if the problem is from my side or the problem is from your side. अमृतमान, आपको प्रेजेंटेशन दिख रहा है क्लियरली? जब मैं दिखा रही थी, अभी मैं नहीं दिखा रही थी. और अनीता, शीशपाल, सारे लोग एक बार बताइए, बिकॉज दीपमान उसको थोड़ा सा प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है. एक बार बता दो आप लोगों को प्रेजेंटेशन ठीक से दिख रहा है या नहीं. यू कैन राइट अ यस और अ नो. मैम ऑल क्लियर. ओके फाइन. अनीता इज सेइंग ऑल क्लियर. तो दीपमान, आप एक काम करो, आप थोड़ा अपना इंटरनेट चेक करो. आप थोड़ा अपना इंटरनेट चेक करो. उससे फुल HD है मैम. एडे I am very poor in all these things. Not clear, ma'am. Okay, okay. Is it the last slide which I have shown you which is not very clear? जो लास्ट स्लाइड मैंने आप लोगों को दिखाया वो क्लियर नहीं है या पहले से ही क्लियर नहीं है? आप हिंदी में भी लिख सकते हो. तो मेरे ख्याल से थोड़ा सा इंटरनेट का स्पीड आप लोग थोड़ा सा देख लो, ताकि आप लोगों को पता चले कि क्या प्रॉब्लम हो रही है. ठीक है. द लास्ट वन, यस, द लास्ट वन वाजंट नॉट क्लियर, दीपमान, because there were a lot of points, and maybe because of that the font size I had to made the font size very small, right? Just a sec, let me do a quick editing. I'll just come back to you all. I am sharing it again. You see, I think it will be better now. I'll just check in my Facebook if it is showing the presentation. Right? Let me check if it is showing, and then I will start. By the time it starts sharing the presentation, let me tell you about listening skills, how we interpret both the verbal and the non-verbal messages sent by others. राइट जैसे किसी ने मुझे कोई मैसेज भेजा है उसको हम लोग कैसे इंटरप्रेट कर सकते हैं, दैट इज व्हाट लिसनिंग स्किल्स आर ऑल अबाउट, राइट. The second thing in emotional intelligence, which is very important, is in interpersonal skills is very important. That is emotional intelligence. That is being able to understand and manage our own and others' emotions. Being able to understand and manage our own and others' emotion. Right. Uh, I think the presentation isn't showing, right? Okay. Sadhvir Singh, Namaste Sadhvir, right? So what is emotional intelligence? Emotional intelligence से हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं? What do you mean by emotional intelligence? What do you mean by emotional intelligence? Can you please tell me? Can you please tell me what do you mean by emotional intelligence? As I have said, it is the ability to understand your own and the other person's emotion. The ability to understand your own and the other person's emotion, right? Emotional intelligence is the measure of an individual's ability to recognize and manage their emotions and the emotions of other person, both individually and in group. Both individually and in group. Now I'll just give you an example. There are some people in your class, in your family, around you who cry very easily, जो बहुत जल्दी रो देते हैं, right? There are some people around you जो बहुत टेंशन करते हैं, कुछ भी छोटा से छोटा चीज हो जाए बहुत 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 टेंशन होता है ना? There are some people around you जो हमेशा बहुत दुखी रहते हैं. But again, at the same time, there are some people around you जिसको जिस दिन मैंने idioms and phrases आपको पढ़ाया था, मैंने आपको कहा था, who are very happy go lucky, जो हर चीज हर काम को बहुत happily बहुत अच्छे से करते हैं. Okay. Amritman is sharing his number. So anyone, if you want to get connected to him, you can always do that. Very good, Amritman. So that, like, कोई भी चीज, we humans are emotional beings, right? We have the emotion of love, hatred, fear, anxiety, happiness, sadness, grief, etc. etc. बट जब वो बैलेंस से ऊपर चला जाता है या बैलेंस से नीचे चला आता है, then it becomes a problem. What kind of a problem it is? It is a problem where the emotional balance is not proper. In interpersonal skills, it helps us to understand the emotions of oneself and the other person better. We can never understand our own emotions, leave alone we understanding the emotions of other people. मैं अपने प्रॉब्लम को जिस तरह से समझ सकती हूँ, क्या आप समझ सकते हैं मेरे प्रॉब्लम को उस तरीके से? एंड द वाइस वर्सा, उल्टा अगर कर दे कि आप जिस तरह से अपने प्रॉब्लम को बोलते हैं, अपने प्रॉब्लम को फील करते हैं या अपने हैप्पीनेस को फील करते हैं, क्या कोई और वैसे कर सकता है? लेकिन what we can do, we can at least try to come closer to that. We can at least try to come closer to that, right? That is very important in interpersonal skills, because if I don't understand your emotions, your feelings, I will not be able to develop a relationship with you. Communication is all about developing relationship. Communication is all about developing relationship. Hmm? So, so emotional emotional balance is one very important area of what communication. I mean, interpersonal skills, right? What else interpersonal skills include? It includes teamworking. It includes teamworking. टीम वर्किंग का मतलब क्या है, आप मुझे बताएंगे थोड़ा सा? कैन वी वर्क इंडिविजुअली? आई एम वेरी गुड इन मैथमेटिक्स, साइंस, सोशल साइंस, कंप्यूटर्स, बट स्टिल कैन आई डू एवरीथिंग इंडिविजुअली? या कुछ भी काम आप करते हो, क्या आप सारा कुछ अकेले कर सकते हो फॉर अ लॉन्गर पीरियड ऑफ टाइम? Working in group, absolutely, Gagandi. Yes, we need to work in group because there are two reasons for that. One, individually कुछ काम सही से ठीक से करना is not very possible. Is not very possible. Number two is we need to. It is called a talent pool. We need to pool in talents. जैसे मैं आपको इंग्लिश पढ़ाती हूँ, कोई और सर होंगे या मैम होंगे आपको कुछ और पढ़ाते हैं, बिकॉज सिर्फ इंग्लिश पढ़ के आप नहीं आगे बढ़ सकते हो, या फिर वो सर और मैम जो पढ़ाते हैं सिर्फ उसको पढ़ के आप नहीं आगे बढ़ सकते हो. सो यू नीड अ पूल ऑफ टैलेंट्स हु विल हेल्प यू एंड यू ऑल्सो बिकम अ part of that talent pool, right? So this is very important. This is very, very important. The second thing, Harpinder, good evening, beta. आज आप late हो गए. Almost half of the class is done. Anyway, the second thing, which is very important when we talk about teamwork, is that we are social beings. We are social beings. We cannot stay in isolation. अभी घर बैठ के जब हम लोग काम कर रहे हैं, working from home, how depressing it is, how sad it is, how grief. I mean, you feel so lonely end of the day. You feel so lonely end of the day, isn't it? Hi, Ria. Okay. So that group activity is very important. The group activity starts from the family, that the father goes to office, maybe the mother also goes to office, and then they come back and the family sit together, the children do their work, they study, any one of the parents help them, the other parent go and make food, dinner, and they sit together to eat. That is teamwork. That is also one kind of teamwork. ऐसा घर अगर हो जहाँ पे मम्मी सारे काम करे या पापा सारे काम करे, there is no teamwork and there is no peace in that house. There is no love, there is no affection in that house, right? So we need to work together in team, and to work together in team, we need interpersonal skills. Because I go back to the previous point, because when we are working together in team, we need to work with a lot of empathy towards one another, understanding each other's emotions, understanding each other's feelings, right? That is very, very important. Okay, this next thing why we need interpersonal skills is negotiation. For negotiation का हिंदी मुझे कोई बताइएगा प्लीज. Please, anyone help me with the Hindi of negotiation. या फिर मुझे गूगल का सहारा लेना पड़ेगा. Okay, by the time you come up with that, let me tell you, negotiation, persuasion and influencing skills जो मैंने आपको दिखाया था, that is working together towards a mutual beneficial situation, जहाँ पे मेरा भी लाभ हो, आपका भी लाभ हो. जहां से मैं भी कुछ कर पाऊं, आप भी कुछ कर पाओ, right? It is called a win-win situation. Negotiation is बातचीत, maybe I do not know. Negotiation is perhaps one step more than बातचीत, जहाँ पे हम लोग सुलह करते हैं, negotiate करते हैं. Yani chat, no, 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 my dear. Negotiation is not just chat. Negotiation is a सुलह करना, जहाँ पे मुझे भी थोड़ा सा मतलब I also get some benefit and you also get some benefit. Am I clear to all of you? Okay. Okay. So then we need interpersonal skills for बहस पता नहीं बहस, मुझे लगता है डिबेट होगा ना अनीता, आई डू नॉट नो. उन्होंने कुछ लिखा है. या नेक्स्ट इज लाइक conflict resolution. Next is like conflict resolution. What is conflict resolution? अगर किसी तरह का कॉन्फ्लिक्ट हो जहां पे दोनों पार्टीज एक जगह पे सुलह नहीं कर पा रहे हो, then to find out a viable solution for that. Then to find out a viable solution to that. Right? So conflict resolution. Mediation. आपका और मेरा झगड़ा हो जाए, राइट? तो कोई बीच में आके मीडिएट करे कि नहीं नहीं, वो ये नहीं बोलना चाह रही थी, वो ये नहीं बोलना चाह रहे थे, राइट? सो मीडिएट करना, बीच में आके एज अ लियाजो, वी कॉल इट लियाजोइंग, LIASONING, लियाजोइंग, right? The job of public relation, to maintain the relationship, right? Problem solving and decision making. कोई भी प्रॉब्लम हो, अगर आपका इंटरपर्सनल स्किल सही है, देन यू कैन गो टू पीपल एंड डिसाइड व्हाट टू बी डन. अकेले बैठ के एक दिमाग से निकला हुआ हल और चार दिमाग से निकले हुए हल का हल अलग होता है. I mean, you have more options, right? So these are the various reasons where interpersonal skills are required. Okay, now I will again share my presentation. I'll just check once in my Facebook Live on the mobile, and then I will start discussing. Okay, so it is now showing. Now, what is the importance of interpersonal skills? Interpersonal skills at home, interpersonal skills at work, interpersonal skills at home, interpersonal skills at work, right? At home, why do we need interpersonal skills? ये तो सारे घर वाले हैं, मम्मी पापा, भाई बहन, दादा दादी, चाचा चाची, नाना नानी. Because charity begins at home. As we all know, the very important saying that charity begins at home. Good interpersonal skills helps us to communicate, to deal with situations in the home front properly. And that is our first school. Our homes are our first schools, जहाँ से हम लोग सारा कुछ सीखते हैं. अभी शायद at this age you will not realize it, but as you grow up, you will understand you are actually the way your home, your family members are. So वहाँ पे interpersonal skills होना बहुत ज़रूरी है. Interpersonal skills at work is also very important because you're in work, you are required to communicate with and interact with a wide range of people, from suppliers and customers through to your immediate colleagues, your bosses, your team members, your subordinates, the support group, like the person, the security people, the canteen people, the pantry people, all these. There are so different kinds of groups you have in your office, and that is where interpersonal skills at work comes into is required, and how that is where it helps us, right? So there are various kinds of offices. Say for example, you work in the financial sector, you work in the health sector. You have seen that in the health sector now, during the pandemic, during the first wave and the second wave of corona attack and all, COVID situation, how the health workers were constantly using their interpersonal skills so that people can feel a bit better. Apart from the treatment, the medicines, the injections, the saline, or whatever they were being given, talking. Some were dancing in the ICU, some were singing, some were trying to make so many things so that the patients who were suffering due to COVID-19 feels better. Was it their job to do, the nurses and the doctors? उनका जॉब उन लोगों को एंटरटेन करना नहीं है, उनका जॉब है बीमारी देखना और दवाई देना, बट स्टिल दे वर डूइंग इट. व्हाई? because they, because it is a part of their job. They, in order to make the patient feel better, they utilized all their interpersonal skills that they had, apart from the technical skills, that is the learning of medical science and knowledge of the virus and the medication for that, etc., etc., right? So this is very important. Now, how to develop interpersonal skill? Now, let me tell you this. This is, we all talk about that what is what. लेकिन अगर वो मेरे पास नहीं है, तो how to develop those? The first thing is identify the areas for improvement. क्या मेरे लैंग्वेज में प्रॉब्लम है? क्या मेरे एटीट्यूड में प्रॉब्लम है? क्या मेरे ड्रेसिंग में प्रॉब्लम है? क्या मैं जब लोगों से बात करती हूँ तो मेरा बॉडी लैंग्वेज कुछ ऐसा हो जाता है कि लोग थोड़ा सा मतलब सबको पसंद नहीं आते हैं, या आई बिकम टू फ्रैंक विथ पीपल व्हेन आई टॉक टू देम, एंड दैट इज नॉट अ वेरी गुड वे ऑफ कम्युनिकेटिंग. व्हाट इज द प्रॉब्लम? ये गैप एनालिसिस करना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. देन फोकस ऑन योर बेसिक कम्युनिकेशन स्किल. जो भी हम लोग कर रहे हैं, हर दिन हम लोग कोशिश करते हैं कि कुछ नया सीखे, कुछ नया जाने, कुछ प्रैक्टिस करे, कुछ मैम से जाने, कुछ मैम आप लोगों से जानती है, एंड इन द प्रोसेस वी क्रिएट एन एनवायरनमेंट ऑफ लर्निंग, राइट? improve your more advanced communication skill. Basic अगर हो गया तो we take it one step forward, we take it one step ahead, isn't it? Look inward. आपको याद है मैंने आपको बताया था इंट्रापर्सनल कम्युनिकेशन. नाउ ट्राई टू फाइंड आउट व्हाट इज रॉन्ग विद इन और व्हाट इज राइट विद इन, राइट? मेरा अप्रोच कैसा है, कैसा अप्रोच मुझे अच्छा लगता है, क्या वो अप्रोच मेरे में है? ऑल दिस यूज and practice your interpersonal skills in particular situations. कोई प्रॉब्लम हो, मम्मी की बीमारी हो, बहन की एग्जाम हो, कॉलेज में सबमिशन, प्रोजेक्ट सबमिशन का टाइम हो. Find out areas where you can use your interpersonal skills, right? Reflect on your experience and improve. Reflect on your experience and improve. अपने एक्सपीरियंस पे ध्यान दो और इम्प्रूव करो. जो हुआ है, अगर गलत हुआ है वो भी एक एक्सपीरियंस है, अगर सही हुआ है वो भी एक एक्सपीरियंस है. वी लर्न अ लॉट फ्रॉम आवर एक्सपीरियंसेस, वी लर्न अ लॉट फ्रॉम आवर एक्सपीरियंसेस, राइट? सो उस पे ध्यान दो. These are the very important thing, and we actually have to do it with a lot of conviction कि मुझे करना ही होगा. Or this is my acknowledgement. I have learnt about this interpersonal skills from skillsyouneed.com. So I'm thankful to this, and you can also go and read about it, right? So all these things are necessary for development of interpersonal skills, right? And I can see some new people: Lalit Kumar, Manish Kumar, and Devilal. Okay, great, great to see you. But then you missed the major part of the thing. Now, if you go to the internet, if you find Google, give a search in Google, you will find a lot of assessments also, free assessment. Jahan pe they will give you a form, you have to fill up the form, and they will give you a synopsis, an assessment of your interpersonal skills. Okay, so you can always do that. Now that I'm okay, but before that, did you understand what I tried to explain to you all today? Did you understand? Yes or no? Please give me a quick feedback. Priyanka, Suhavna, Gagandeep, please give me a quick feedback. That is it. Did you get what I wanted to say? Oh yes. So Gagandeep is saying yes. Thank you. Thank you for the feedback. Varun, thank you, Varun. Thank you so much. Now I go back to my day before yesterday's small work which I have given you, and yesterday I totally forgot. But at the end, Gagandeep got me. She only told me that, okay, ma'am, these are the two words. Gagandeep, what were your two words? One was eco and the other one is eager, if I'm not wrong. And then Anita also gave me two words, but I just missed it. I just clicked leave studio button and I saw Anita's words, so I couldn't read the words. And once you are out, you cannot read the comments of the previous day. Gagandeep, Anita, can you please come up with your words which you shared yesterday, and the rest of the people? I believe you remember I asked you all to come to the session with two new words that you have learned in the meantime, right? So can you please come up with that? Two people have already shared yesterday. I would request them to rewrite their words today in the comment box once more. And remember, the word which is new to you might not be new to me. Okay, so miracle. Miracle is another word which Gagandeep is saying. Okay, fine. So can we put miracle in a sentence? Can we put miracle in a sentence? Can we make a sentence with miracle and understand what part of speech we are using miracle as? Illustration. No, industration. Industrious. Industrious. Okay. ओके गगनदीप, थैंक यू सो मच. कल आपने दो अलग सेंटेंसेस कहे थे. आज आपने कल आपने दो अलग वर्ड्स कहा था. आज आप दो अलग वर्ड्स बोल रहे हैं. दैट मीन्स new words coming up for you. Very good, very good. So how can we use miracle in a sentence? I can say a miracle just happened. A miracle just happened. And then how is miracle used here as a noun, verb, adjective? कैसे मैंने miracle का use किया है यहाँ पे? I have used miracle as a, tell me, please participate. A miracle just happened, right? So how have we used miracle here? I have used miracle here as a noun. As a noun. God always miracle in a bad situation. Beta, ये सेंटेंस फॉर्मेशन ठीक नहीं हुआ है, सेंटेंस का कंस्ट्रक्शन ठीक से नहीं हुआ है. Okay, the sentence construction has not been done properly, right? So can you tell me how the sentence construction can be done properly? Tremble and verdict, that is what Anita is saying. Anita is saying it is tremble and verdict. So Anita, can we make Anita, there in tremble there is a e after ble, there's e at the end, and verdict. Okay, so how can we use tremble and how can we use verdict? Please tell me. And then I come to industrious. Industrious, try again. Of course we will try again and again and again, and that is how we will learn, and that is how we will learn. Gagandeep, I'm happy that you are trying. I'm happy that you are trying. There is that little girl today, Reena, wo kahan gayi aaj? She's not here in the session today. Rest of you, other than Gagandeep and Anita, I would request all of you to participate. Share the new words that you have learned in the last 1 week. Remember, your new word might not be new to me, and my new word might not be new to you. So find out what are the new words you have. Yes, Pavan Jinagal, I would like to have an answer from you. Tremble. He was trembling out of fear. Verdict. The Supreme Court has given a verdict that school fees during pandemic needs to be regulated. Verdict matlab Rai, isn't it? That school fees during pandemic needs to be regulated. Industrious. Gagandeep is a very industrious person. Do we use it in that way? Do we use it in that way, my dear? Nirnay, yes, Nirnay. Absolutely, Nirnay is for verdict, right? So industrious, we can say he's an industrious person, right? His clear mind and industrious habits drew him, uh, got him this good job, right? Nirnay, verdict से एक sentence बताइए. Tell me, Anita, tell me a sentence with verdict. Rest of you, please do participate, because my dear boys and girls, if you do not participate and only listen to what I say, you will learn little bit. But if you participate and you can make mistakes, you can you might have to do one single walk twice, thrice, 4 times, 5 times, but then the learning will be a learning for a lifetime. For example, everyone okay when I saw a lion, I was almost trembling. Absolutely, very good, very good. When I saw a lion, I was almost trembling. The jury was unanimous in their verdict. The jury was unanimous. Unanimous. I'm using a word. Unanimous. What is the meaning of the word? I want verdict at a serious situation. No, my dear, this is not a right sentence. Please use the sentence. Please use the word in a proper sentence. Please use the word in a proper sentence. Okay. What is the meaning of unanimous? What is the meaning? I just used the term word unanimous. What is the meaning? Can anybody please tell me? because in this way only you will be able to learn new sentences. In this way only you will be able to learn new words and new sentences. Okay. I am unanimous means uniform, consistent, when everybody agrees to a certain thing. When everybody agrees to a certain thing, it is known as unanimous. Right? The class unanimously decided to go for the picnic. So everybody agreed to go for the picnic. Everybody agreed to go for the picnic. Clear? Am I clear to all of you? Okay, I would request my other friends who are attending the session to kindly participate, because if you do not participate, it will never be a very good learning experience for you. How to use the word miracle? I just told you, na? A miracle just happened. Don't lose hope. Wait for a miracle to happen. Right? Don't lose hope. Wait for a miracle to happen. She believed in God and um, she believed in God and the power of miracle. Right? Gagandeep, did you understand what I said? Gagandeep, did you understand the sentences that I just said? A simple sentence which I said is a miracle just happened. I'm just praying for a miracle. Only a miracle can help us from this pandemic situation. Miracle ka Hindi? What is the exact Hindi term for miracle? Gagandeep, can you tell me? Chamatkar, isn't it? Yes, you have written it. I have seen. Chamatkar. Right? So all these things are important for us to learn, practice, and remember. Retention is a very important thing, because I will tell you 100 words in a day. If you can retain at least 20 from that 100 or 10 from that 100, and practice it. Yes, sometimes miracle change lives. Absolutely. Absolutely, Anita. And if you can retain, if you can remember at least 10 from all the words that we discussed during a session, not only remember, but also use it in your day-to-day communication activity, it becomes a part of your vocabulary bank. As I always say, vocabulary, you have to make your own बैंक ऑफ वोकैबुलरी. जहाँ पे जैसे बैंक में हम लोग पैसे रखते हैं, वैसे दिमाग के अंदर एक वोकैबुलरी बैंक बनाओ आप, जहाँ पे where you will keep all the new words that you learn, and you will be able to use it as and when it is required. Okay, so this is all from my side for today's session. I'll be seeing you tomorrow again at 5 o'clock on this live streaming of SKD University, both on Facebook Live and YouTube. Till then, you take some good care of yourself, learn some new words, and tomorrow, all of you, please come ready with 2 new words, right? And we will see how we can use those words into sentences and put them in our vocabulary bank. Okay, so that's it, and that's all from my side. Thank you, take care, and good night.